Hello and welcome to the Block Exchange. I'm your host James, and on this YouTube channel I'm going to take you through the building blocks of the practice of LEGO investing. Now this YouTube channel is all about understanding the ins and outs of LEGO and enjoying the luxuries it can bring, of course. But the toy itself is obviously, well, a toy first, proving that first and foremost it's for fun and creativeness and innovation from younger and older builders alike. However, it's also very misunderstood in terms of investment. You look at a brick and you think, oh, is that it? No. No. There's much more to come. Much more to see. Much more to invest your time in as well as your money. Now, for a quick bit of history, it was certainly a great investment, actually, for its creator, Ole Kirk Christiansen, a Danish carpenter who, in the 1920s, moving into the 1930s, had nothing more than his family to keep him going, and he needed to provide for them. He needed to give them a well-being and a good life. So, what does any man do? He rolls the sleeves up, and as a former carpenter, he started making wooden toys. Now, you may think, how does this link to LEGO properly? How does this translate to the building block we know and love today? Well, of course, it was that investment in his time and craftsmanship, and his thinking, his strategic thoughts. How could he turn something like a wooden toy into profit? Very easily, actually, it turns out, as the market was very wide open for it, and of course everyone wanted one back in that day. However, as times changed, so did the industry, and after the Second World War, he needed a new perspective, a new outlook, a new sort of creative vision, which is where his son Godfrey came into play here. While visiting in Copenhagen at a special marketing event, machines alike, all of which he used for his wood-making stuff, he came across something called a moulding machine. Now, this just moulded plastic bricks, something very simple, very boring to an outsider. However, he invested that little plastic brick and said, you know what? I reckon I can make something even better out of this. And as history would have it, he then started making plastic toys, little dolls, little bricks, and started to build a little system known as the LEGO system. LEGO being the Latin for legot, which means I put together. Now, as he moved up throughout the years, he sadly passed away, and his son Godfrey did take over the company, and in turn focused all efforts on investing in this plastic brick, as it proved to have so much more potential and higher sales compared to any other toy on the market. It succeeded so much that it left outside of the Danish country and moved into the international market, the UK, the US, you name it. Now, in the modern day, LEGO is not only just a toy company, it is a monopoly in terms of what it has done to achieve its high status, taking over, maybe even competing very heavily with other companies like Hasbro and Fisher-Price and Mattel, all of which succeed very much in delivering a great quality toy sales. But LEGO just has that edge for some reason. It's got more to work with. It's got more of an expanse. And this is what I'm here to tell you about today. Now, of course, LEGO is for children, first and foremost. That is what they say when they first started making the company. But as times have changed, LEGO has sort of become an adult thing as well. Adult collectors have become more prominent, and thus LEGO needed to adapt to this market and make sure that they weren't just leaving anyone behind. So now we come on to the modern day, where LEGO collectors, again, adult related as much as kid related, have actually started to take sets such as this, for example, and instead of just building them, they just keep them on the shelf. And you might think, why do that? That's a bit pointless. But it isn't actually. Some LEGO sets could be worth a lot of money. It all comes down to a few key things, of course, which I'll tell you about right now. Starting off with, of course, the market. You know, LEGO is not just a brick, it's lots of different themes. You got LEGO City, for example, you got LEGO Star Wars, LEGO Marvel, LEGO Disney. Notice how I'm saying a lot more properties than original themes, and that's because that's sadly the truth nowadays. LEGO in the modern day has turned from creating a lot of its own ideas to reducing that to a very minimum, and now only producing IP-related and licensed themes, as they have more potential for iconicity and recognition from a consumer in the market. For example, a heavy hitter and a true juggernaut of this market is LEGO Star Wars. Now, don't get me wrong, I love LEGO Star Wars. It has become one of the best themes for me and most interesting, but that's because of my attachment to the IP itself. So LEGO adult investors are going to see the toys and think, yeah, they look great, don't get me wrong, but there's something else about them. If they have, let's say, a very popular minifigure in it of a very popular character, or even a niche or underrated character, that in turn could really increase its worthness and its, its priceness in terms of how valuable it is. Because you wouldn't believe it, but a little minifigure can set so high up the bar in price, especially if it has unique molding, printing, or again, if it links to a certain IP. Now, Disney has control of Star Wars, and Marvel as well, another massive juggernaut in the industry. And these are two of the biggest themes that LEGO sells with, because it just works. Because these characters people recognise, people love, and they want them in their own little way. And because of the success that LEGO has as a toy in general, translating that, when putting their favourite things together, it's just a dream come true for some people, and it just looks great on a shelf, I can't lie. If you can see here, a lot of this stuff does work. For example, actually, over here, we have the Up House, which is a very iconic sort of scene, and if not prop, from the movie Up. Obviously translated into Lego for all their fans, because it's such a great film. Then you have stuff like Doctor Who, which in Lego Ideas terms, used to be the only place where you could get very niche IPs, but has now translated that into the wider market. Lego Ideas being, of course, where you can submit ideas of your own sets from fans, and Lego can approve it. But that's the thing, Lego have taken that initiative and moved it into the bigger picture. So they're not just doing one at a time cherry picking favourite movies, let's say, or favourite brands, even maybe favourite video games. Pac-Man and the NES, for example. Nintendo have collaborated, and Namco have also collaborated and made sets with Lego, because that just drives the sales up even more. This recognisability, this iconic start to the company, I just can't believe it. You wouldn't think 20 years ago they would begin to produce something like this. But here we are now. So of course, Lego, iconography, recognising a brand and pursuing it is obviously a way to get your investors in. Now, the market is definitely full of recognisable brands, such as, again, Nintendo and Namco. Now this Nintendo NES right here costs £250 retail price, probably cost up to £300, even averaging £450 on the aftermarket, as the set may have retired soon and subsequently will be more desired in that sense, because there are people who are out there who can't just pick up Lego sets on a dime. They have to work money, work for it, get the money, and they can't catch up, I'm afraid. So after buying and the aftermarket is a great way to find Lego. Sometimes you can't find a decent price for it because some people are very grabby with their money, of course, which is fair enough, because hey, you want to make sure you're getting your money's worth if you buy a set and hold on to it for many years. All that time and effort keeping it certainly needs to be made worth it. So we come on to today's topic as well of sets in box. Now, sets in the box are good and bad. The trick is, you don't go out on day one of a brand new set releasing and just buy it and then sell it. That's never going to work. The problem is, you see, the sets are in wide circulation, in wide reach. People can go in and buy it at the Lego store just as they are, or online, or through another retailer. So if you charge more than retail, why would they want to buy it from you? What's so special about what you have? Again, for example, the Fox set here, this Lego Creator one, brand new in the box. Costs about £45. It's going to be worth little to nothing extra unless you throw in a piece of gold or something, because that's just the truth. Why would you want to buy something that isn't worth much in the first place? And of course, if it is in wide circulation, everyone can get it. It's not going to be a rare product, it's not going to be desirable, so you might as well just start from square one. However, the trick is this. If a set is popular and flies off the shelves and subsequently, becomes more valuable, more desired, then you can take that and you can make some money off of it. Give or take a few months, maybe until the set retires, maybe even over a year. The key here is patience, as I'm afraid some people don't have that nowadays with Lego and thus don't really consider it a valuable investment. But that time and waiting will certainly pay off, I can promise you that. As it has done with this, as I have now managed to sell this set here, the Daily Bugle, okay? £300 retail, £400 on the aftermarket. Extra £100 profit. Now you might think, oh, that doesn't sound like too much. But when you think about it, I only bought this set last year. What does that say about it? It's become more valuable and subsequently even better value when you think about it. Because you can't find this set anymore. It's retailed, £300 of course, but it's gone now, it's retired. So where else are you going to find it apart from the aftermarket? Which is where I come in, of course. Now, you can haggle all you want, of course. People would like to do that on sort of selling and buying pages. And that's not the worst thing in the world to do, but you want to make sure you're a trustworthy seller and you want to make sure that you're giving off the right impression, that you're not trying to scam people out of their money. So, of course, when you do sell a set, make sure you are honest, make sure your set is in good condition, and subsequently, if you do have something in a box that you don't really want to build, keep it in the box. The mint in the condition style of selling is worth so much more to you than you would believe. It adds the pennies up little by little, but that's what investing is about. It's not about just splashing out and making something big and grand in the moment. No, it's about saving up over time so you can sell sets like this at a good price for a good profit. And now we've reached the end of today's video on the Block Exchange. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much that you're willing to look at my channel for LEGO investing and all LEGO things in general. But hopefully this video has given you a sense as to what it's like in this, well, brick-based economy. Now, this video was of course just a snapshot into the life of a LEGO investor and all the advantages it brings, but do not forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Block Exchange. Follow this channel for any latest and greatest updates about this channel as well, and all videos coming soon by me, and any updates to the LEGO economy itself outside of my channel. Who knows, maybe I can find you a good deal, or several for that matter. But hey, you've got to stick around to find out more. But that's it from me, guys, so take it easy, goodbye.